What if I told you that one of the most powerful films about Jesus wasn't just a movie, but a supernatural experience? That behind the cameras, miracles happened, lives were changed, and even those who didn't believe found themselves encountering something or someone greater than themselves. Well, today I'm going to dive into behind-the-scenes story of The Passion of the Christ, a film that shook Hollywood, transformed lives of those who made it, and continues to impact millions around the world. From behind-the-scenes pain and suffering to real-life conversions of faith, what happened on that set is almost too incredible to believe. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might just want to see this film in a whole new light. Imagine stepping into a role so powerful and so life-changing that not only transforms you, but impacts millions worldwide. Well, that's exactly what happened to Jim Caviezel when he took on the role of Jesus in Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ. Mel Gibson warned Jim that this role would be extremely difficult. Hollywood might reject you. His career might suffer, but Jim, after a day of deep thought, responded, "I think we have to make it, even if it's difficult." And I remember seeing Jim in LA and hearing him tell a story. And Jim said, "I soon realized my initials were JC, and I was 33 years old, the same age as Jesus at the time of the crucifixion, and that gave me chills." Even Mel Gibson admitted, "You're really scaring me, you know." Well, Jim didn't just act the part, he lived it. Did you know that he lost 45 pounds? He was struck by lightning, not once, but twice. During the brutal scourging scene, the whip missed its mark, leaving a deep gash, 14-inch scar on his back. When the cross was dropped into the hole, his shoulder was dislocated. He suffered pneumonia, hypothermia, and spent hours nearly naked on the cross. The crucifixion scene alone took 5 weeks to film. His body was so exhausted and broken that after filming, he had to undergo not one, but 2 open heart surgeries. Whoa. Yet Jim said something powerful. "I didn't want people to see me. I just wanted them to see Jesus." People give their lives to Jesus through that. And the conversions did happen. You know, Pedro Cerrubi, who played Barabbas, felt that when Caviezel looked at him, it wasn't an actor, it was Jesus. He said his eyes had no hatred, only mercy and love. And Luca Leonello, who played Judas, was an atheist. But by the time the filming ended, he has given his life to Christ and had his children baptized. One of the film's leading technicians, a Muslim, converted to Christianity. And then there were the unexplained events. Some of the producers saw actors dressed in white during filming, only to realize that later they weren't in the footage. Despite Hollywood's rejection, The Passion of the Christ became the highest grossing R-rated religious film of all time. 370 million in the US and over 600 million worldwide. Mel Gibson believed in his film so much that he funded it himself, paying $30 million out of his own pocket. Today, Jim Caviezel continues to boldly proclaim his faith, testifying that playing Jesus changed him forever. So what do you think? Could a film be more than just a movie? Could it even be anointed? Could it be a divine encounter? The story behind The Passion of the Christ reminds us that following Jesus isn't easy. And even telling the story isn't easy. There's a cost, a sacrifice, a struggle, even rejection. But just like Jim Caviezel, who endured pain to bring Christ's story to life, we are also called to stand strong in our faith no matter the opposition. Jesus endured the cross for us because of love. And today he calls us to carry our own cross, to walk in faith, and to trust that through our struggles, He is working something greater than we can imagine. So maybe you've been facing challenges. Maybe you feel like Hollywood, your workplace, your school, or even your family has rejected you for your faith. But let this remind you, when you stand with Jesus, you're never alone. And what the enemy means for harm, God can turn for good. So keep your eyes on Jesus. Keep running the race. And remember, your life, just like this film, can impact the world more than you know. So if this encouraged you, share it with someone who needs to hear. And God bless you. And have a happy Resurrection Sunday.